Hello students, welcome back to the last session of this chapter, that is arithmetic progression. It's a bit lengthy chapter, but at the same time it is easy also. Let us see some more problem sums. Let us see question 18 of your exercise. A spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternatively A and B. Starting with center at A of radii 0.5 cm, 1 cm, 1.5 cm, 2 cm as shown in given figure. What is the total length of such spirals made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? We will try to understand this question with the help of diagram given to us. Here the lengths of semicircles are denoted by L1, L2, L3, L4, etc. Now here it is mentioned in the question that for first semicircle center is A, for second center is B, for third center is A, for fourth center is B, and so on. So students, here first of all when you will see the diagram, you can see that for first semicircle the center is A and length of that semicircle is denoted by L1. Now when you will see second semicircle, it is clearly seen that the center is B and its length is denoted by L2. Again for third semicircle, the center is A and length is denoted by L3, and so on. Now we know that the length of a circle, that is circumference of a circle, is 2 pi r. Here it is semicircle, so the length of semicircle will be 2 pi r by 2, because we know that semicircle is half of the circle. So the length of semicircle is pi r. Now the radius of first semicircle with center A is 0.5 cm. So its length L1 will be pi into 0.5 according to the formula pi into r. Length of second semicircle with center B and radius 1 cm is L2 is equal to pi into 1 cm. Length of third semicircle with center A and radius 1.5 cm is L3 is equal to pi into 1.5 centimeter, and this system will continue up to 13 semicircles. And so the length of 13th semicircle having radius 6.5 centimeter will be L3 is equal to pi into 6.5. So now total length of spiral will be sum of length of all the 13 semicircles, that is L1 plus L2 plus L3 up to L13. So when we will substitute the values, we will get pi into 0.5 plus pi into 1 plus pi into 1.5 till pi into 6.5. Now here you can see that pi is common in all the terms. So when we will take out pi common, we'll get pi into 0.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 till 6.5. Now here 0.5, 1.5 forms an AP. So first of all we will find the sum of all the terms from 0.5 to 6.5, and then we will multiply it by pi to get the total length of spiral. So we'll call this equation pi into 0.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 till 6.5 as equation number 1. Since it is forming AP, our first term will be A is equal to 0.5. Now difference D is equal to second term minus first term, that is 1 minus 0.5, that is equal to 0.5, and total number of terms, that is N, is equal to 13. Now students, you very well know which formula we have to use if we want to find the sum of terms of an AP. Yes, Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1d. Here n is equal to 13, a is equal to 0.5 and d is equal to 0.5. So when we will substitute it, we will get Sn is equal to 13 by 2 into 2 into 0.5 plus 13 minus 1 into 0.5. 2 into 0.5 is 1, so they have directly kept 2a is equal to 1. On solving, we will get Sn is equal to 13 by 2 into 7. Now for finding total length of spiral, we will use equation 1 and we will substitute the sum of all the terms in equation 1. We will get pi into 13 by 2 into 7. Value of pi is 22 by 7, so 22 by 7 into 13 by 2 into 7. That is equal to 143. Thus, the total length of spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles is 143 centimeter. Now students, let us see question 19 of your textbook. 200 logs are stacked in a following manner. 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the next row, 18 in the next to it, and so on as shown in figure. In how many rows are 200 logs placed and how many logs are there on the top row? So here you can see in the diagram that in the first row there are 20 logs and next to it there are 19 logs. So in each row one log is reduced. So number of logs stacked in a first row from the bottom is 20, in a second row 19, in third row it will be 18, and this system will continue till 200 logs are stacked. If we take the number of logs in a row in order, we get APS 20, 19, 18, etc. up to n terms, and here it is given that total number of logs are 200, which means that sum of n terms is 200. So here our A is equal to 20, D is equal to 19 minus 20, that is equal to minus 1. Here in each row one log was getting reduced, so we got D is equal to minus 1. Now for finding the sum of n terms, we'll have to use the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1d. On substituting the values, we get 200 is equal to n by 2 into 2 into 20 plus n minus 1 into minus 1. That is 400 is equal to n into 40 minus n plus 1. So 400 is equal to n into 41 minus n. That is 400 is equal to 41 minus n square. On rearranging the terms, we will get n square minus 41 n plus 400 is equal to 0. Now for solving it, we will have to use the method of splitting the middle term. For this, we have to find two numbers whose product is 400 and sum is minus 41. So we'll get the numbers as minus 16 and minus 25. On substituting it, we will get n square minus 16 and minus 25 and plus 400 is equal to 0. On solving, we will get n is equal to 16 and n is equal to 25. Now here n is equal to 16 and n is equal to 25 both belongs to natural numbers, so both answers are admissible. Hence we will verify the value of 16th term and 25th term. So an is equal to a plus n minus 1d. So a16 is equal to 20 plus 15 into minus 1, that is equal to 5, and a25 is equal to 20 plus 24 into minus 1, that is minus 4. So for the 24th row, the number of logs becomes negative if we take n is equal to 25, which is inadmissible. So n is equal to 16 and a16 is equal to 5, which means that 200 logs are placed in 16 rows and the top row is having 5 logs. Now 20th question of your exercise. In a potato race, a bucket is placed at the starting point, which is 5 meter from the first potato, and another potato are placed 3 meter apart in a straight line. There are 10 potatoes in the lines. You can see the figure. A competitor starts from the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back with it, drops it in the bucket, runs back to pick the next potato, runs back to drop it in, and she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance of that the competitor has to run? Students, try to understand this question with the help of diagram. Now bucket is placed at the starting point. A competitor will have to start from the starting point, and first potato is 5 meter away from the starting point. So what competitor will do? She will start from the starting point, she will cover 5 meter, she will pick the potato and again come back to the starting point. So the total distance covered by it is 5 meter for going towards the potato and 5 meter for coming back to the starting point, that is to the bucket. So total distance is 2 into 5. Now next potato is 3 meter away from the first potato. So total distance will be 2 into 5 plus 3. Third potato is again 3 meter away from second potato. So the total distance she has to cover will be 2 into 5 plus 3 and so on till the total potatoes are in the bucket. So the distance covered to pick up first potato is 2 into 5, that is 10. Distance covered to pick second potato will be 2 into 5 plus 3, that is 16. Distance covered to pick third potato will be 2 into 5 plus 3, that is 22. So it forms an AP with 10, 16, 22 up to 10 terms, where A is equal to 10, D is equal to 16 minus 10, that is equal to 6, N is equal to 10, and Sn will give us the total distance covered in meter that competitor has to run. So formula for Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1d. So S10 is equal to 10 by 2 into 2 into 10 plus 10 minus 1 into 6. Therefore S10 is equal to 370. So the total distance that competitor has to run is 370 meter. Dear students, I have tried to cover almost all the types of questions from your textbook. This type of question is not there in your textbook, but it is asked in the examination many times. So let us try to see this question. If 2k plus 1, 13, 5k minus 3 are 3 consecutive terms of AP, then find k. So here our first term is 2k minus 1, second term is 13, and third term is 5k minus 3. We know the formula for finding D, that is D is equal to T2 minus T1, the difference between the consecutive terms. So when we will substitute the value of T2 and T1, we will get D is equal to 13 minus 2k plus 1, that is 13 minus 2k minus 1, that is equal to 12 minus 2k. Call it as equation number 1. Now again, D is the difference between two consecutive terms. So we can find D by taking T3 minus T2 also. So taking D is equal to T3 minus T2, we will get 5k minus 3 minus 13, that is 5k minus 16. Both are the values of D. So we will equate equation number 1 and 2, and we will get 12 minus 2k is equal to 5k minus 16. And on solving, we will get k is equal to 4. So with this, we end our chapter. I hope you have found it interesting. Try to do more and more practice of the sums of this chapter.